Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen auset-heru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And don't forget to stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read two of my favorite comments from previous videos. Also, if you would like to send me a gift, if you would like to send me a donation, if you would like to get a reading done, if you would like to check out my merchandise, if you would like to become one of my patrons on Patreon, if you want to hit me up on social media, it goes on and on and on. All that information is underneath every video. I try to cut and paste it under every video, okay? All right, so let me tell you guys, I was talking to this dude, right? Homeboy is a Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius men and the woman he likes is an Aquarius. He says she's an Aquarius. Now, you guys know that I've done a video about this before, and this is actually a very common, a very popular combination, Sag and Aquarius. It works sometimes because we're very similar. My moon is in Sag. So when I got my first chart done, the person was telling me that the Sag moon goes along with my Aquarius. They're very compatible energies. So they are very compatible. Sagittarius is fire, Aquarius is air. Air and fire is a great combination. And these two have a lot of great things. I mean, they're not, one thing I like about Sagittarius and Aquarius is they're not clingy signs traditionally. So a lot of them are like okay to just live and be and not have to cling to the other person. I like that about this. Sagittarius often gets a bad rap, I'm gonna tell you, because Sagittarius is often said to be unfaithful. Aquarius is often said to be distant. So they have some issues in those areas if not carefully checked. But when they do check these areas and they do have integrity and they do work through their relationship, this couple can really see a lot of longevity. Even the couples that don't last, I've seen a lot of this combination. So homeboy said to me, he can't figure out if the Aquarius likes him. He likes this Aquarius. They work at the same job. She talks to him. She's friendly. She's warm. And he says she doesn't talk to a lot of people. So that gives him the impression that that's how they started talking in the first place, because she would smile and look in his direction. And he said that she didn't really do that with other people, that she kind of just, you know, stuck to herself, had her headphones on all the time. And he said that she kind of just did her thing. And then he noticed that she would look at him or she would smile and look away, and she didn't really do that with other people. So they started to talk and have conversations around the cooler or around the coffee or lunchtime or things like that. So he said to me that even though this is going on and that says to him, okay, she liked me, he said, but on the other hand, it's been 6 months and she never calls him. She never texts him. She doesn't even email him. If he hits her up at work or outside of work, she'll respond to him in a timely fashion, he said. She doesn't like kind of linger with it. She responds immediately. But he said that she never initiates. She never calls. She never texts. She's always friendly. You know, he said that she's real friendly, real nice, you know, smiling at him and stuff. So he's like, I think she liked me, but I'm not sure. He's like, in 6 months, Queen, you don't think she would text me one time or give any kind of inclination that she's like interested in more? He's like, maybe she's just being friendly and polite and I'm taking it wrong. So he wanted to ask me what was my opinion about it, because he's like, I don't want to be in HR for, you know, harassment, you know, and find out she really doesn't like me. He's like, does she like me or am I just crazy? And my thing is that I think she does like you, because you're right. Aquarius do not talk to you if they don't like you. The only people I talk to is people that I like. And if I don't like them, I don't talk to them unless I have to talk to them for a very specific reason. When my daughter was little, I didn't really care very much for her father. We're in a much better space now. but I didn't care for him for like 20 years. It was like a long time. And I didn't talk to him. I never said a word to him. If I saw him, I would be polite. I would be cordial at my daughter's, her graduation or things like that. I always treated him, kindly. I wasn't rude. I wasn't ignorant. We never had a fight. We fought. I think we had one fight on the phone, an argument on the phone. But for the most part, we didn't have a lot of, fights and stuff like that. I just totally didn't speak to him. I was just totally hands off. And I only spoke when I had to speak. And if she's talking to you and doesn't have to, you're not her boss, you're just, you're a peer. So she doesn't really have to talk to you. And if she's talking to you without having to, even though she's not texting or not calling you, that means that yes, she does like you. Now, you also mentioned she doesn't talk about her life, that when you do talk, that she doesn't really talk about her life or her loves or dislikes or things like that. Well, two things with that. Number one, Aquarius don't really reveal that kind of stuff until we really get to know you. She is in the getting to know you phase. So I'm going to tell you where you're at. You're in the very first box. Aquarius put people into boxes. Romantic, lovers, we have tiers. Our boxes go in tiers and you gradually work your way up. You're in the first box. You're in the I don't know him. I think he's cute. I think I like his vibration, but I don't want to move too fast because this isn't my job. And you know what they say about defecating where you eat, right? They say not to do it. A lot of people question that when they meet somebody at their job. So she's like, okay, he's nice, he's attractive, I like him. I want to see if this is worth pursuing. So you're in the wait and see box, the first box. You're not in the engaging box. So until you and her have established more of a rapport, more trust, more time, she's not going to tell you a lot of stuff about her personal, even her feelings. She'll talk about generic stuff. She'll talk about popular culture or things that interest her, whatever her interests may be. So she might be into, let's say, skateboarding, or she might be into music. A lot of Aquarius are into music. That's a popular one. But whatever she's into, she might talk about what she's into, or she might notice what you're into. Aquarius are very observant like that. So she might see you with a hockey jersey on, or, something like that. Or you might have like a Marvel t-shirt. She's like, oh, you like Groot? I like Groot too, So she might notice things like that and talk about those kind of things. But the chances that she's going to come out the gate talking about her feelings, talking about her family, talking about personal stuff is 0 to none. Is not very high. Likewise, you said that she doesn't call. She doesn't call you and text you because in the very beginning, again, that's more of that detached, non-committal energy. It's like, I'm going to just let him, I'm going to let him call me. I'm going to let him lead. Basically, I'm gonna let him let me know what's up. So she probably won't at first, but what's going to happen is that the more you two go back and forth, she will initiate. She's just not initiating yet because she's still not certain about you, my man. She's still sizing you up to see if you're a creep. I'm just going to be honest with you. We meet a lot of creeps. Women meet a lot of creeps. And I'm sure men meet creeps too, because I know some women who are creeps. So I know some of y'all are meeting them. But for a woman, meeting a creep could mean a lot. Because a woman, when you meet a creep, he could just be a creepy kind of dude, which is one thing, but he also could be a serial killer, okay, who has people chopped up in the bottom of his basement. So for a woman, it's also a safety thing. So you want to stand back and kind of see what kind of person is this. So she's not certain about you yet, and she's trying to see what kind of person you are. Now, personally, I think everybody should do that. I told you guys about the 90-day rule. I think men and women should do that. No sex for 90 days, having a good time, getting to know you, going to the movies, hanging out, the old-fashioned way our great-grandparents used to do it. That's what I personally think. So I don't think her approach is wrong. I think she's just taking her time. So don't take it that she doesn't like you. Don't get scared. Don't think that, this is her blowing you off. This is her taking her time. And this is a good thing. It's good for a person to take their time, like I said earlier. So you want to take your time too, and you want to keep on initiating. Don't get, squeamish and stop initiating. Keep initiating. If she doesn't want to be bothered with you, she is going to let you know, because she's going to stop responding to you, or her demeanor is going to change. That smile that you see every day, you're not going to see no more. You will know if her vibration changes towards you for the negative. Likewise, you'll know if her vibration changes to the positive, because that's when she'll start initiating contact. That's when she'll start revealing a little bit more. Things will change in those ways. You just gotta fall back. And you're like, oh, it's been 6 months. Man, she's Aquarius. It could take a long time. I remember, you guys know about Voldemort. It took Voldemort a year to get my phone number. I wish I had never gave it to him, but you live and you learn. But it took him a year to get my phone number, because I was like, I wasn't sure. And now I think about it, I was sure. I just let myself be talked out of it. But I wasn't sure if he was cool or not. And truth be told, I was just getting the vibration that he wasn't, and to leave him alone. But of course, hard head, make a soft behind. I kept moving forward. So Aquarius, 6 months ain't nothing. A year, 2 years, especially for a guy you work with, 6 months ain't nothing. If she has a relationship with you and it goes awry, she has to see you every day. If you're a nut job, she has to deal with that bad energy every day. If something goes bad, she got to deal with HR and y'all at her job. You see? So it's a lot of considerations with this one. So she's just taking her time, but she does like you and she thinks that you're attractive, or she wouldn't be talking to you. Now, if you play your cards right, you'll go to the next tier and you'll keep climbing and climbing and climbing. So it's up to you. If I were you, I would just be her friend. One thing I always tell people, if you like an Aquarius, start off being their friend. Because an Aquarius is more likely to start to date somebody who is a friend than some stranger. We're much more likely to date somebody that we feel that way about. So, yes, the Aquarius does like you, Sag. D. Emmanuel sent me a message and said, you are so intelligent. Thank you. Oh my God. Fun, and you have without a doubt the most beautiful smile. Oh, that's so nice. I feel like I paid you to write this. With those gorgeous pearly whites. Just looking at you is sheer happiness. D. Emmanuel, that is so sweet. Thank you. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. All right, guys, let me see. I think I have one more. Yes, I got one more from Sean65. D is so sweet. He made my entire day. The next one from 65 says, you're absolutely right. Date nights in a relationship are so important. If you don't want to make the effort to spend time with me, then I see it as you really don't care about keeping our relationship loving and fun. If that's the case, we are doomed to fail. As an Aquarius, I love seeing live music. My first date with one guy last summer was to see a Beastie Boys tribute band perform. It was so much fun. Nothing like good music, dancing, and a couple of drinks. You know, I said that, and I really feel that so strongly. I feel like if you're in a couple, you should never stop dating. And I've said this to so many couples, and they're like, well, we busy, we've been together all this time, and nobody need all that. And a lot of those couples don't make it because it's like people become so comfortable with each other that they stop putting in the effort to romance each other, to love each other, and that is not good. That's a dull relationship. I can only imagine being in a relationship that dull, a relationship where all you do is, cook and clean up and talk about the family and watch TV. It's like, no romance. Like, ugh, I can't do it. So it's time for me to get going. So please come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See ya.